All right, niños, let's learn about adjective agreement. Doesn't that sound like the best thing ever to start class with? I think so. Sorry I can't be with you today, but that doesn't mean you can't learn. So make sure you have your notebook and your writing utensil ready. Let's learn about adjective agreement. We've got to back up a little bit though. What is an adjective? Hopefully you know this. It is a word that describes a noun. A noun, of course, is a person, place, thing, or idea, so an adjective is something that describes that. It could be a characteristic, like funny or happy, or it could be a color, or anything like that. Lots of different kinds of things can be adjectives. You have a whole lot of them on your vocab list that you filled out yesterday. In Spanish, we know that nouns have gender. Adjectives, then, have to match the gender of the noun they are describing. Nouns have an assigned gender, so the word book, which is el libro, cannot ever change to be la libra. Adjectives, though, have to change their endings to match the noun. Nouns do not change, adjectives do. Masculine adjectives are used to describe masculine nouns, and they usually end in O, similar to a masculine noun. For example, ordenado. It ends in O, it means organized. Feminine adjectives are used to describe feminine nouns and usually end in a, just like a feminine noun. For example, we can change ordenado to ordenada if we were describing a girl. If I was talking about an organized boy, I would use the word ordenado. Talking about an organized girl, ordenada. You can pause this video at any time if you need more time to write down what is on the screen. What if the adjective does not end in O or A? If you've looked carefully at your new vocab list, you will see that not all of them end in just those two letters. They have several different endings. Adjectives that end in A or ista can describe both masculine and feminine nouns. They work for both. These are easy. Words like fuerte, which means strong, paciente, impaciente, inteligente, sociable. None of those need to change. You could use that with a boy or a girl. For example, el chico fuerte or la chica fuerte. The strong boy, the strong girl. Again, the same goes for the word deportista. Even though it ends in A, this is an exception. So make a note of that. Deportista can go with either. El chico deportista, la chica deportista. The sporty boy, the sporty girl. One last note is that adjectives that end in the masculine form DOR have a feminine form as well. So trabajador means hardworking, and it would be used to describe a boy. Trabajadora ends in an A. We just add an A to it to describe a girl. Now I want you to take a minute and write down this little chart in your notes, and you are going to practice writing the different endings. So if you notice, I left one blank per line. The left column is masculine, the right column is feminine. So you would take artístico and decide what the feminine form of that would be and write that down in your chart. So go ahead and pause the video and start it back up when you are ready to move on. This is the rest of the chart. Notice that a couple of them are the same. So artístico becomes artística, reservado would become reservada, serio to seria, and those are our kind of normal ones that change from an O to an A when we go masculine to feminine. But inteligente stays inteligente. Trabajador would change to trabajadora. Talentoso and talentosa are kind of our norm, the O to A. Same with perezoso and perezosa. And then our deportista is another one that's a little tricky, and it stays the same. Deportista and deportista. Okay, so now that you know what an adjective should look like and how to make an adjective match the noun, where do we put an adjective in the sentence? Adjectives usually go after the noun. Okay, think about it. This is the opposite of English. In English, we would write the artistic girl. In Spanish, it would literally translate to the girl artistic. Many languages do it this way. So I would write la chica artística. Notice la matches chica and artística. If one is feminine, they all have to be feminine. This is something we'll work with a lot this year. The lazy boy, we would switch the words around. The boy lazy, noun comes first, and then adjective. So that would be el chico perezoso. Note again, el is masculine, chico is masculine, and perezoso is masculine. Okay, now it's time for a little bit more practice, so go ahead and pause this video and give it a shot. You'll again need to use your vocab list that you filled out. So grab that, write these down in your notes, and unpause the video when you are ready for the answers. Okay, let's see how you did. The funny boy, remember we switched it around, the boy funny. El chico gracioso. They are all masculine. Since el chico is masculine, gracioso cannot be graciosa, has to be masculine. The good friend, we would change it to the friend good, and because it's a girl, we know it's la amiga. You have two options in your vocab list, and that would be la amiga buena. We have to change that O on bueno to an A. The talented girl would be la chica talentosa, and the nice friend, if the friend was a boy, would be el amigo simpático. That is all I have for notes for you. If you have any questions, please tweet me at Klaus Class or ask a neighbor, and I will see you soon.